Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. What's going on, family? Really, what's going on, family? It's been a minute, but I have not been just absent and doing nothing, being idle. It's growing season. And we're trying to get some things into the ground, some squash, some cucumbers, some tomatoes, and all these different things. And we're trying to get some things together as well as for those who don't live in the area that I live in, putting some nice videos together so we can interact that way. Man, subscribe, like, share, Elephant Man Podcast / on Facebook, IG, Elephant Man _podcast, and subscribe on YouTube. Get the word out, share with everybody. Man, within weeks, not even a whole month within each other, man, from the Buffalo shooting, my condolences. Shout out goes out to the people in Buffalo. And this new one, Uvalde, Texas, man. It's crazy, man. Shout out to the victims of Uvalde, Texas, those young people, and those teachers. Uvalde, Texas. They say one teacher been there for almost like 17 years, man. And schools is near and dear to my heart because I work at school. I've been in the school system for a while, and dealing with young people and stuff like that. And to say that they couldn't even recognize some people because they got shot in the face and they was unrecognizable, right? So they had to do DNA samples and stuff. And I usually try to wait a couple of days before I come out and talk about different things because I want to make sure enough information is out. And so let's just watch this real quick. Y'all already seen it, but let's watch this real quick, and then I got to ask y'all something about. Let's watch this real quick.
The first emergency calls coming Tuesday morning, and they were horrific. An active shooter at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, just west of San Antonio.
The gunman made entry into the school and complete disregard for human life, just an evil person, started shooting kids, anybody that was in his way, teachers, had no regard for human life.
Authorities say 21 people killed, including 19 young students, little boys and girls, along with 2 of their teachers. More than a dozen others transported to nearby hospitals. Police say the gunman, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos, unleashed his attack wearing some type of body armor and carrying a long gun. The first responding officers, including Border Patrol agents, were unable to stop him. Officials say they put themselves between the kids and the shooter to draw his fire away from them. 2 of the officers struck and injured by the gunman's bullets. When SWAT teams arrived at the school, a second firefight ensued. The suspect ultimately killed.
At this point, the investigation is leading to tell us that the suspect did act alone during this heinous crime.
Authorities say shortly before the attack, Ramos shot his grandmother at her home. She's now in critical condition. He then traveled to Robb Elementary, wrecking his truck in a nearby ditch. Minutes later, authorities say Ramos entered the school, unleashing his rampage on helpless victims.
Law enforcement came in. They locked down the school really quickly, and they started evacuating children out through breaking windows and pulling children out.
Bobby Studer's wife, Terry, is a math teacher, just days away from retiring, and was inside when the deadly shots rang out.
I had just taken her some flowers, and the minute I got in my pickup, I heard a couple of shots.
Terry escaped uninjured, but her colleague, Eva Morales, a 4th grade teacher and educator for 17 years, was killed. The school's campus now a massive crime scene as investigators try to piece together what's now the deadliest school shooting in Texas history.
My heart was broken today. We're a small community, and we'll need your prayers to get us through this.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott calling the tragedy a senseless crime. In just 2 days, he was scheduled to join Senator Ted Cruz and former President Donald Trump at the National Rifle Association's annual conference in Houston. Overnight, President Biden expressing his frustration with the NRA.
When in God's name we do what we all know in our gut needs to be done.
This morning, families and a community dealing with the unthinkable. Their children and loved ones are gone. And this may be the most painful image. Instead of school buses driving away, a fleet of hearses. Another school day in America, ending in tragedy. As we mentioned, a lot of people are still injured. This community has asked for blood.
Man, so that's, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Crazy. Prayers go out to those in that community, those little people, right? 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, just killed. And Salvador Ramos, I think too. We also talked about how he could have been headed somewhere else. Something he was up to some sinister for real, because after he shot his grandma, he got all his full body armor. Just think about the story that they're telling us. He got his gun, right? And the car went into a ditch, right? So I don't know if he intentionally tried to go to that school, or was he heading to a mall? Was he heading to a strip mall? Was he heading to his high school? More than likely, he probably was headed to his high school. What you guys think? Let me know. He could have been heading to his high school and then wrecked his car. So then when he came out from the wreckage, that was the school that was right there. So that could be possible too. Because just to go and just the first school I see, I'm gonna go do. He don't really know them kids there. Not that you got to know anybody, but I think it makes more sense to go to your high school or so. He probably was en route to a mall, a high school or something, and then he wrecked his vehicle. That is just unreal. That's just totally unreal. I'm gonna share 2 more other videos that we gonna chop it up about something. This is they're talking about the gunman right here, so we're gonna talk about this real quick. Let's check this out.
Investigation, including new details about the gunman and the safe security measures in the Uvalde School District. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is outside the gunman's home. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Michael. That rampage began in that house just behind me. The suspect allegedly shooting his grandmother first. Now, law enforcement officials tell me that the suspect purchased both of those AR-style rifles just 2 days before the shooting legally. The investigation now focusing on whether he had accomplices and whether this was pre-planned in any ways, and how the suspect managed to slip through all of the guardrails in place in this community meant to stop an attack just like this. This morning, authorities telling ABC News the shooter legally purchased 2 AR variant long guns within a week of his 18th birthday.
What happened in Uvalde is a horrific tragedy that cannot be tolerated in the state of Texas.
His classmates at Uvalde High School telling ABC News the suspect was known for fighting and threatening classmates. Nathan Romo, who had witnessed part of the shooting, had once been friends with him. What did you do to prompt him to say, "I'll kill you"?
Nothing. I used to be his friend, but then I told him that I was going to start being his friend no more, because he was being weird with not only me, but a lot of other people.
Several classmates telling us the suspect rarely went to school, and when he did, he sometimes frightened students like Ureli Vasquez.
He had scars on his face, and I remember somebody asking him, what happened? Are you okay? Because he showed up to school with them, and he just straight out told them, with a smile, I did it myself because I like how it looks.
Vasquez had also worked with him at a restaurant. Now, investigators working to determine how and when the gunman assembled his arsenal, which included AR-15s, body armor, and numerous magazines.
So what we do know, when he did make entry into the school and he was shooting children and adults and teachers, we did have several police officers that made entry and actually were met with gunfire by the suspect.
Authorities saying he shot his grandmother before he headed to Robb Elementary School and unleashed that deadly assault.
That school, part of a district with robust security measures in place, including lockdown protocols, threat assessment teams, and a digital program to monitor social media threats. But the shooter allegedly leaving a trail of disturbing social media posts, hinting at an attack. Investigators now poring over the gunman's accounts, where he reportedly sent videos and photos of guns to other users, even images of animal abuse. As recently as Tuesday morning, an Instagram account believed to be connected to the shooter sending a photo of a gun laying on a bed to another user. Law enforcement also reviewing screenshots of messages the suspect allegedly sent a different Instagram user, tagging them in an image of firearms. And then the day before the shooting, the gunman also reportedly saying on the platform Yubo, "Wait till tomorrow." Now a community searching for answers.
And I just spoke with the suspect's grandfather, who said he had no idea his grandson had those guns in the house. The grandfather saying he's a felon, so it's illegal for him to have those weapons in. If he had known it, he would have turned him in. He also says his grandson didn't have a license to drive, couldn't drive, and he wonders who took him to purchase those weapons and whether he was able even to practice on them. Robin.
Many of us are wondering that. All right, Matt, thank you. Hi, everyone.
So those are some interesting questions. Not conspiracy theory. Relax, y'all. He's going in conspiracy theory mode. But that's very interesting, though. Okay, he just turned 18. I don't know. I think in Texas you got to be 18 to get a gun. 2, he said he don't have a driver's license. Like, how did he, maybe that's the reason why he wrecked it. You know what I'm saying? How did he make it as far as he did? 3, okay, well, you know, kids always bring stuff in the house. You know, I mean, you got to always check up on your kids and your grandkids because they've been and brought something in there. You don't know what they brought up in there, so we got to continue to do that. But as far as the weapon itself, you know, how did he know how to shoot it, and you know, how did he know how to put on, you know, the body armor and do all of this stuff? So he was actually he had some questions in his mind too, like, well, man, how did he know how to use all this stuff, and where did he get this stuff, and where did he get the money to get this stuff, and just real weird, you know what I mean? So it's some, you know, everything that's done in the dark gonna come into light. So if it's anything funny, anything interesting, anything out of the ordinary as to this story, it will come out, right? It will come out. I told you after 2020, everything is coming to the forefront, you know? So it won't be no more, oh man, what, you know, hidden things. It won't be no more hidden things. It's going to come right out in the forefront. And I'm going to show this last little video about Steve Kerr, not the president, the coach of the Golden State Warriors, came out and, like, you know, was very upset and called out the HR 8 bill by name, and even Biden, he was saying, well, what are we going to do? When, you know, when are we going to make these choices? What are we going to do what we have to do? And so that gun debate is in question again, you know. And I've seen shout out to Black Taxi. He said, you know, Cain killed Abel with a rock, and they didn't get rid of the rocks. So and guns don't kill people. People kill people, and it's a heart condition, you know. And so those who are against gun control, those who are against gun control, it's like, hey man, we need our guns, just that and other. Those who are for gun control, like, hey, take all of the weapons so we can be safe, secure, and we'll let the SWAT team and the military and the police take care of us. You see how they've been doing us with or without the gun anyway. So, but anyway, that's not what the show is about. So let's share this next thing about Steve Kerr. Very, very interesting. Check him out.
I'm not going to talk about basketball. Nothing's happened with our team in the last 6 hours. We're going to start the same way tonight. Any basketball questions don't matter. Since we left shoot around, 14 children were killed 400 miles from here, and a teacher. And in the last 10 days, we've had elderly Black people killed in a supermarket in Buffalo. We've had Asian churchgoers killed in Southern California, and now we have children murdered at school. When are we going to do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm sorry. I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough. There's 50 senators right now who refuse to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power. So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence and school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children and our elderly and our churchgoers? Because that's what it looks like. It's what we do every week. So I'm fed up. I've had enough. We're going to play the game tonight, but I want every person here, every person listening to this to think about your own child or grandchild or mother or father or sister or brother. How would you feel if this happened to you today? We can't get numb to this. We can't sit here and just read about it and go, well, let's have a moment of silence. Yeah, go Dubs, you know. Come on, Mavs, let's go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go play a basketball game. And 50 senators in Washington are going to hold us hostage. Do you realize that 90% of Americans, regardless of political party, want background check, universal background check? 90% of us, we are being held hostage by 50 senators in Washington who refuse to even put it to a vote, despite what we, the American people, want. They won't vote on it because they want to hold on to their own power. It's pathetic. I've had enough.
Wow. Steve Kerr. That's wow. So I don't know. Some people have mixed feelings about it. We split down the middle on everything, y'all. So I don't know if he was, spitting true facts on that, or was it, we don't know. It'll come out. But anyway, that's very, very interesting. He sounded like he was either he's a good actor or he was really, really frustrated. And he said, when are we going to do something? Right? When are we going to do something? Like, it's like, I don't know. I think we can do something. It's called intercession. We can do something. It's called repentance. And that ballot, he kept on talking about the HR 8 bill. The bill establishes new background checks requirement. I'm reading this from Congress.gov. The bill establishes new background check requirements for firearm transfers between private parties. Specifically, it prohibits a firearm transfer between private parties unless a licensed gun dealer, manufacturer, or importer first takes possession of the firearm or conduct a background check. I thought that we had some background checks, so I guess they want to get some stiffer background checks in place or to do away with the high-powered weapons altogether. Also, too, remember when they said about Salvador Ramos, said he was a felon. So it was like, how did he go in there and get a gun? Because the story said he went in and he bought a gun, before his 18th birthday. So first of all, he bought a gun at 17. I'm not conspiracy theory, y'all. Relax. So he bought a gun at 17. Maybe the gun laws is lower. I mean, maybe the age of to get a gun is less in Texas. But he said he went and got the gun, and then he was a felon. So you just can't just run up in no store and go get a gun if you're a felon. So how did he get it? Was it somebody else that accomplished him? So we don't know. But I know if they look at his stuff and he's supposed to be 18, oh man, you too young. Or if you can get a gun at 17, oh man, you're a felon. You can't get this, especially a high-powered weapon. I know in Indiana, if you want to get a high-powered weapon, you buy it. They hold it for 10 days. It's a background check for 10 days. They send it to the FBI and everybody else to make sure that you get cleared before they give you AR-15 or AK-47 or whatever high-powered assault rifle you want to get. So that's very, very interesting. Then he said 50 senators are holding us hostage. It's crazy because they really, really believe in this system. Democrat, Republican, just get some signatures and pass a bill, because that's how they move. They can just sign a bill and boom, stuff can, but it's not the same. It's just like, okay, you're going to sign this bill and what? What's going to happen after you sign this bill? And so I'm going to share this about the gun control. People know it's a gun control debate. I don't know if it's a heart condition, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. It's a heart condition. I don't think that it's really about signing the bill and then y'all good. Okay. United States has 220.5 guns per 100 people, right? That's over 390 million guns, which is the highest total per capita in the world. 22% of Americans own guns, 35% men, 12% women. America's pervasive gun culture stems apart from colonial history, revolutionary roots, frontier expansion, and Second Amendment, which states a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be friends. Okay, so they go to this right here. Say gun-control.procon.org, and they got a list of pros and cons. You got a list of pros and cons for those who are for it, and on the blue, and those who are against it on the red. They color code everything. Pros and cons, okay? But I think it's the heart. It's a heart issue. Who can know the heart? The heart is deceitful among all things, is desperately wicked. And so the immorality, when we remove ourselves from the things of the Most High, it's fair game. Everything is just wide open. It's wide open when we remove ourselves from the things of the Most High, right? It's wide open. And so we got to repent and we got to pray. Some stuff got to come to pass, though. Wars and rumors of war, nation rides against nation, and all these different things. And they're doing it because they're trying to get a global reset. And this word you've been hearing over 20 years, New World Order, right? They want to in order to get a new world, you got to get rid of the old world, okay? And crash the dollar, get digital currency, not one religion, but have all religions get along, Rodney King style. Can we all get along? And one world police, and they're just trying to just get a new world order. All right. And so it's very, very interesting, man. Gun laws in America, you can't tell. I mean, there's no boundaries. And then when some jump off, they're like, oh man, this is terrible. We need to do something. I'm tired. What can we do? We got to intercede. I'm gonna read the definition of intercession. Intercession involves standing in the gap, an intervention, a stepping in on somebody's behalf through prayer. So we praying for those families, right? That they get the peace that passes all understanding, right? That Yah will, because only Yah can comfort them, right? It's just crazy. Only Yah can comfort any of us. And it's not, we can't be poor you. No, this is a terrible, terrible thing. So I'm going to read a few scriptures and get on out of here. Okay? Come to me, all ye who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Okay? Some of these are small, so I got to read it on the other screen. Proverbs 4:20. My son, give attention to my words. Incline your ears to my saying. Do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep them in the midst of your heart, for they are life to those who find them and health to all their flesh. It's just wow, man. It's the beginning of sorrows, and we got to get ready. Isaiah 40:29. He gives power to the weak And to those who have no might, he increased strength. Those who wait on Yah shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. 2 more. Then we're going to close out in prayer. This is wild. Where is that one at? Okay. Psalm 34:17. The righteous cry out, and Yah hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Yah is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. Okay. So he's our only resort, you know, in the times like these. He's our only resort. So we got to make sure we lean not to our own understanding, but lean to him. All right, because it's the beginning of sorrows, and it's going to get very more and more interesting. All right, Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your Abba. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. If you guys want copies of these right here, I will send them to you. Your email, just email me, and then I will send them to you. Here's my email. So I will send those to you. We you know, faith comes by hearing the word of the Most High. We keep saying them over and over in our spirit. Then they'll take root and we'll believe it. Okay? Make sure you get those likes up. All right? And make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. So we're going to close out in prayer. Let me know what you guys think, man. It's always some turns. Always listen to the narrative. Not saying that it's all false or all partial false. I just listen, right? Because, you know, just trying to see what's going on and where we going. And but it's a lot of things. He's a felon, and he got it before his 18th birthday, and he can't really drive like that. How did he, you know, and it's just, man, excuse me, did he have an accomplice? You know, it's sad. So Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we lift you up on the day. We praying for those families in Uvalde, Texas. Abba Yah, we ask you to send them your perfect peace. Abba Yah, your perfect peace. You're the only one that can comfort them. Abba Yah, let this situation draw them closer to you. Abba Yah, we just worship you and we thank you, Abba Yah, and we ask you to just bless them and keep them, Abba. Just bless them and keep them, Abba. We just thank you for everything that you've done and everything that you're doing in this end time, Abba Yah. You know, we just clothe us in our right mind, Abba Yah. Let the seed germinate and fall and bring forth much fruit, some 30, some 60, some 100-fold. Abba Yah, let us cast down every imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of you. And we'll be forever grateful. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name, we pray, amen. Make sure you like, subscribe, share Elephant Man Podcast Network. This is a heavy time, you guys. Heavy time. So Elephant Man Podcast Network, we are out of here. One. Perfect.